Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Love Southwest Florida. This is our third name, but we are sticking to this one. We are here today with Vinny Sabatino. Did I say that right?
You sure did.
Vinny is a loan officer, our preferred loan officer here in Southwest Florida. He and Angie are also, they're both our like Southwest Florida sweethearts. We're all obsessed with them and their beautiful love. So let's get into knowing him a little bit more. And then we're actually going to have Angie in another podcast and we'll talk to her separately. Vinny, how are you today?
I'm doing outstanding. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. So tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and how did you end up in Southwest Florida, or are you originally from here?
No, I feel like there's not very many homegrown people. So I feel like there's a lot of people coming from all over the country that find the Southwest Florida. They find it and they stay with it. So I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri, and my mother and I moved here the summer before my senior year of high school. So I actually ended up in Naples High School for my senior year and haven't left. Been here for 18 years now and absolutely love our area, love the local flavor that it provides. And we have a great time with our own backyard.
So, what led you to start your own business on financing and mortgage?
So, growing up, when I was a kid, I had a lawnmower business. So I've always had since the early age, I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit. And I always knew that I wanted something for myself. But I actually started out in the hospitality industry. I bartended around Naples for about 14 years. And actually, one of my customers, now my actual business partner and mentor, he recruited me. He saw my work ethic, he saw my personality, and he was like, "Man, I would love for you to join me on my team." And didn't know what he was doing at the time, but I knew I liked him, I knew I trusted him. So we've kind of been writing history for ourselves down here and creating a name for ourselves in the Naples, Bonita, basically Southwest Florida area, and it's going it's going really well.
So, where were you bartending when that happened?
The Ritz Carlton.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was bartending down at the Sandbar at the Ritz Carlton. I was there for 4.5, 5 years, and great opportunity to meet so many wonderful people, creating relationships. Most of my friends are still, from people who I met from there. So it's all about networking. It's all about being in the arena that you want to be in. I knew bartending at the Ritz, that's going to put me in contact with, the 1% or wealthier individuals. So I knew bartending wasn't my end goal. That was just another leaping pad to get to me the next opportunity. So I didn't care if I was at the Ritz for 5 years or 15 years. I knew something was going to come out of it, and sure enough it did.
It did. That's a great strategy, actually. So Vinny, I gathered some questions from our followers on mortgage and financing and everything. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, what they wanted to know. The first one
Sure.
is, what is the benefit of being a homeowner compared to being a renter in today's world? Post
Well, in
pandemic,
today's
middle of
world,
a pandemic.
well, yeah, right. Well, in today's world, with inflation the way that it's going, landlords have the capability of raising your rent every year. If you've been renting for 5 years, you know that it goes up, goes up and goes up and goes up. So, and you can't really do much with the place that you're living in because it's not technically yours, right? It's your landlord's. So the benefit of home ownership is you physically own a property and you can create it and make improvements to it while gaining equity inside the home. Equity is basically increasing your home value. And as you make mortgage payments every month, your loan continues to go down, but your equity and your value continue to go up. So it's an appreciating asset, which is very, very good, especially in today's world. We're seeing property values going up 6-7% every year, and so we're on an upward trajectory of really helping out people that are buying homes right now. So
Honestly, I've been a renter because the home buying process is just horrible, especially the financing part for me is just like so stressful. And usually the people that I've met in the financing world, they've been very like cut and dry. And how do you stand out compared to them? You're not as the other finance guys that I've met in mortgage, even though I haven't met a lot, but I see more like personality and smiles and more. So how do you distinguish yourself?
Yeah. So the whole process, you know, 5, 10, 15 years. I mean, the average age of a loan officer, someone that, basically is is the guy that often that lends you the money to buy that. The average loan officer right now, the age is around 55. And we're seeing a really big shift right now where people my age, I'm 35 right now, and there's a lot of loan officers now that are jumping in that are really creating more flair, creating more dynamic ways of doing things, with technology improving. People are starting to feel like, you don't have to scan things, you don't have to fax things. So that could be, when people's parents go through that and they know that it's a bad thing. The times are changing now, with technology. All my clients, they all have an app on their phone. They can see exactly what the process is, where it is. They can see exactly what they need. They can docu-sign everything. So there's no handwritten really signatures anymore. So what's happening now is we're streamlining the process to be easier, more efficient. And the cool thing about it is, depending on who you work with, can be fun. The whole experience should be fun. It's exciting. Your emotions, you see the house that you want to buy. You're like, oh, I'm going to put the playground right here in the backyard for my kids. Oh, this bathroom, I can really tell that we want to do this and that. Your emotions really start getting into it. So you want to kind of carry that wave throughout the process in regards to the financing. It's exciting moment, and you're never going to forget it. Even if you have a bad experience, you won't forget it. But my clients, you'll check all my Google reviews. I'm 5 stars across the board. They have a great experience because I'm open to transparency. I can tell them what's going to happen and what to be prepared for. So this is really helping people now understand that it's not so bad anymore. You know what I mean? It's changing with
I love that.
times, which is awesome.
I love that. Also, happy birthday. I know your birthday was recently, wasn't it?
It was. What's today's day? Yeah, it was three days ago.
Happy
So
birthday.
thank you very much. I appreciate that.
I'm also an August baby. So
Are you a Leo?
yes, I am. August
Atta girl.
20th.
Atta girl. That's awesome.
Would it be better for someone that is going into a mortgage to go into a 15-year mortgage or a 30-year mortgage, or does it depend on the situation?
Absolutely depends on the situation. If you're a first-time home buyer, a 30-year mortgage will be a lot less expensive than a 15-year mortgage. Kind of depends on what your goals are. When you're lost, right? Let's use this as an example, as an analogy. When you're lost, you call someone that has the directions where you need to go. Well, the first question is, okay, well, where are you? Right?
Yeah.
If I know where you are, I can help you get to where you need to be. So every situation is different. I work closely with a CPA in town, and he much rather would have people do a 30-year. And then if they have any extra money left over, put those into, stocks and put those into investment portfolios that can really grow your net worth while you're also building, your equity inside of your home. So everybody is different. Every scenario is different. But if you're a first-time home buyer and you make a decent living, I definitely recommend doing a 30-year.
What is a good interest rate to look out for?
Well, there's a lot of things that determine interest rates. Not many people know that. So obviously credit score is a very big thing, right? So credit scores are huge.
What's a good credit score?
Depends on the we like to see anything 740 and above will get you the best types of pricing. I have 42 different investors, so I don't just have one. So I'll take your scenario and I'll scrub it against all my investors, and I'll see which is the best way for you to, make the payments and what you can stay within without basically being home poor, right? So that's a good thing to look out for sure. But interest rates, going back to your question, it depends on the loan amount, depends on the county you're in, depends on the property type that you have, depends on your credit score. There's so many different things that determine your actual interest rate. With right now with COVID, we're recording this on August 5th, 2021. And, interest rates are at a 40-year low right now. So buying a home is a lot cheaper than what it was, 10, 15 years ago.
Going into that, do you think it's a good time to buy a home now?
I do. I really do. We're seeing a lot of people that have restrictions on where they're located. So we have a big influx of people moving to Florida. Inventory is not as exactly where we would like it to be, but there are still home opportunities there. But with, like I said, with increasing values right now, I can actually give you a gauge of where your home will be worth in, next year or 5 years from now. So, putting that in right now, kind of locking it in your home, that's just going to continue to grow your equity and continue to grow, your portfolio.
As a loan officers, what other financial services do you offer?
So we do all types of loans. We do credit rescores. So if you're not exactly where you like to be on a credit standpoint, we offer credit rescores, and we have an algorithm that kind of analyzes your credit report, and we can tell you to the exact penny and exact which things to pay off or exact amount pay off to your credit score. So that's a huge one right now. And then just traditional loan products. We have the USDA, we have the VA, we have FHA, we have conventional loans. So many acronyms, right?
Yes.
So many acronyms. So we offer all those types of products as well. We offer first-time home buyer incentives. We do down payment assistance. So we have all those. There's some qualifications in order to receive those, but if you fall within those guidelines, we definitely can make that happen.
How does refinancing a house looks like on today's market?
Very good. Like I said, if you bought a house maybe a year ago or 2 years ago, your property value has increased tremendously since you bought. And the rates, like I said earlier, they're at a 40-year low right now. So we're able to take people from, let's say a 4.5% 30-year, and you can do a 15-year at, high 2%. And it could quite possibly be the same amount of payment. But when you do a refinance, you want to worry about the principal and the interest, because if you don't take the opportunity to refinance, you're either going to pay the bank or you're either going to save it. So if there's people right now like, oh, I don't know if I want to refinance, the bank's either going to make that interest off of you or you're either going to save it. So which one would you prefer? Right. And the great thing about refinancing is if you've never refinanced, there's some really dope things about it. Let's say you close in August, well, we'll fund your loan. You'll skip a mortgage payment in September, and then your next mortgage payment would be in November. Also, with the previous loan that you had, you'll get what's called an escrow refund check. Basically, the escrow account is a savings account that holds your homeowner's insurance and your real estate taxes to be dispersed once they're due every year. So you'll also get a refund check about a month after you close. That's your money, and you can do anything you want with it. You want to pay off credit cards. You want to put more money into your principal so you don't have to pay as much. You can pay down your loan faster. Hell, you can even take a vacation if you want, but that's your money. You can do anything with it. So we're seeing a lot of refinance opportunities with past clients and people that didn't take the advantage over in the very beginning of the year.
That's great to know. I feel like a lot of people are just scared of refinancing just because there's so little information out there about it.
The thing that I'm running into, and I would be the same way, so don't get me wrong on this, when you buy a home, you got to provide stuff. It's not going to be just cakewalk, right? You got to send in the documents again. You got to do this again. You got to do that again. But the great thing about refinancing is, how would it feel to save $300, $400 a month? Yes, there's going to be some work involved, but isn't it worth it to save $300 extra a month and save $125,000 in interest? It's definitely worth it And when I show people the refinance, it's a relationship. So, we're going to have an inbox of 0, and we're going to probably have an inbox at the end of it of about 75 emails. Right. But at the closing table, you're going to have such a sign of relief because the amount of money that you just saved, and then you can do whatever you want with that extra savings, put into a retirement account, compound that interest over years, which creates wealth. So there's a lot of really good opportunities to refinance.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. Vinny, now on to you. What is your favorite thing about Southwest Florida?
Oh, what do I love about Southwest Florida? I love sitting on the beach, playing volleyball, having a and bringing a bottle of wine, sitting on the beach, watching sunset with my fiance.
Oh my God. And
That's my
please, please,
absolute.
please tell me the story of how you and Angie met.
It was super.
I can't. You guys are too cute. I love it.
It was super simple. I had a group of friends, she had a group of friends, and that group got together one evening. And she's been in town. She was in town for about 14 years, and I was in town about 15 years at that time. We never ran into each other, never
Oh,
met
wow.
once. And then we ran into each other one evening at a local bar. And I talked to her for about 20 minutes, stole her drink, took a sip out of it, and then I had to leave. I had to go to work and bartend at the Ritz. The exact next day, it was actually Boston Beer Garden's 10th anniversary. And I was outside. I went inside to use the restroom, but I saw her from across the bar. So I skipped the restroom and I went over to talk to her. And we have been just at each other's side since day two. We have not left each other's side once.
That's so
So, and
cute.
we're getting married. We're getting married in October. She's my absolute best friend. Love that girl to death. Do anything to her for her. So it's just we've had some struggles with some health struggles, but it grew us together more. And we have a very very pure and very beautiful relationship. And when she's slipping, I lift her up. When I'm slipping, she lifts me up. She's the yin to the yang. But I mean, she's my best friend.
That's
If
awesome.
you can still give your significant other a high five for doing something or having fun, you found someone. And that's why I put a ring on it.
Yes. That's definitely the best type of love. I love seeing you guys. I saw the pictures that you guys did with the all dressed for a wedding, not the actual wedding. So I can't
Yeah.
wait to see the actual wedding pictures.
Yeah, we're flying a photographer out with us. We're getting married in Lake Tahoe.
Oh,
And
nice.
it'll be just an intimate family vacation with a wedding thrown in there. So that's our style. Nothing too big, but very intimate and having fun.
Vinny, what inspires you daily?
I love helping people, man. you know when I see people's faces at the closing table, and they're so excited. If it's a first time home buyer, and they're just like, they're so excited because their dream finally came true, and you were the one to help facilitate that. There's no better reward than that. There truly isn't. And I've been in the service industry forever. Customer service is my passion, and just helping people become better, be better, get better, and do better.
Awesome. Vinny, thank you so much. If people want to reach out to you, how can they find you? Give us your Instagram handle and your website.
So actually, yeah. So my Instagram is where you'll find a lot of value that I provide for the home buying process. So that is at magnetic.warrior. There's a whole story about that. That was a Mexican trip. And So magnetic.warrior. And then I have a very simple website that you can go and click to refinance and or buy a home. It's www.sabatinomortgagesolutions.com. You can also shoot me a text message or give me a phone call at 239-821-2951.
Awesome. And we're going to link those two on the blog post and on any post that we post this on, so you can reach him. Okay, what's the story though? Now I'm curious.
Oh, that's an R-rated story. I don't know if
Oh,
your
okay.
viewers are ready for that.
That's for another one. That's
Yeah,
for the late
absolutely.
night podcast episode.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody, for listening. You can also find us at Love SWFL, Love Southwest Florida. We're always trying to elevate the diverse voices in our region. Thank you, everybody, and have a good day.